Imagine Mason Plumlee at Michigan. Or how about Marcus Smart to Ohio State? Maybe Jeff Withey at Florida. You've heard of the NBA trade deadline. Well, what if college teams could trade a player or two? Welcome to Campus Insiders, where we're wheeling and dealing it with our general managers for a day, Jerry Palm from CBSSports.com and the coach Billy Gillispie. Gentlemen, let's take a look here at teams that could maybe use a little bit of help. What player would you take and move it to a different team? Coach, we'll start with you. You like a player going to Gonzaga to help out the Bulldogs. Who is it?
I do. Gonzaga doesn't need much help, but I'm going to take LeBron Nash and take him off the Oklahoma State team, who's had a great year, and put him over with Gonzaga. I think if you were going to make a trade at this point to a team that's already won 27 games and probably going to be a number one seed in the tournament, you have to take a guy that could just totally win a game by himself. LeBron Nash has the talent. He's a multidimensional athlete that can play a lot of positions. We'd put him on the wing, try to win a game when things weren't going well for us offensively.
And Jerry, you have your own choice for Gonzaga. Who would you send to Spokane and why?
Yeah, Coach, we're actually kind of thinking along the same lines, really. I would pick Marshall Henderson from Ole Miss. It's certainly a guy who can win a game by himself. But for me, I want to see a little bit more fight out of Gonzaga. I don't think they're soft by any stretch because you don't win as many games as they have by being soft. But I think that they need a little bit of an edge. You got a guy like Marshall Henderson, could score 20 a game. He's an 89% free throw shooter. But the biggest thing he is a badass. And I think Gonzaga could use a little of that.
All right, next up, Coach, let's talk about Kansas. Bill Self has the Jayhawks rolling once again after a little bit of a slide there in February. Who would, though, you add to their roster to make them a contender nationally?
This will sound really crazy, but I'm going to move Elijah Johnson over to the two-guard spot. I think it's a more natural spot for him, and we're going to replace him with Pierre Jackson. Pierre Jackson's had an unbelievable season, one of the best seasons in the country. His team has had a disappointing season, as probably as disappointing as any team in the country. But we're going to take him and we're going to let him play the Tyshawn Taylor position that Tyshawn was so great for Kansas so many years, and he graduated last year. He led them to the Final Four. We're going to move Elijah over to the two-guard spot or just another perimeter spot. I think it makes everyone better, gives Kansas a great chance to win the whole thing.
All right, finally, Jerry, let's talk and focus on the Butler Bulldogs. 4 of their players average in double figures per game. You like, though, a player from out west that you think could help them?
Yeah, you know, Butler's a great team, but they're a perimeter-oriented team. Their only legitimate big is Andrew Smith, and if he has any sort of foul trouble, Butler gets real small, real fast. And what they need somebody in the post who can do the dirty work, get the rebounds, box guys out, set screens, and just be tough inside that lane. And the guy who can do that for them is at Oregon, Arsalan Kazemi, a guy who's averaging almost a double-double, just over 9 points a game, just under 10 rebounds a game, and I think he'd be a great addition to the Bulldogs.
Awesome. Jerry, Coach, thanks for playing a little what if. It is a little bit fun, isn't it? The state of Kentucky, a state divided. Can Louisville win it all? Can Kentucky even make the tournament? Check out the video here on CampusInsiders.com.